You know the scene, right? The glowing phone screen way past midnight, then that awful jarring alarm at 6 a.m. You're trying to drag yourself out of bed, and the rest of the day just feels like you're walking through a thick fog. If that sounds at all familiar, well, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to break down the science of why, for teenagers, a lack of sleep is so much more than just being tired. It's actually a massive and kind of unrecognized public health issue.
Okay, let's just start with a number that's, well, it's pretty staggering. Sleep scientists say that only about 1 in 10 American teenagers actually gets the 8 to 10 hours of sleep they recommend. Just think about that. That means a whopping 90% are walking around with a sleep debt they can basically never repay.
So what's really going on here? Well, the heart of the problem is this fundamental conflict. You've got a teenager's natural biology locked in this daily, unwinnable fight against the way we structure their lives, especially those super early school start times.
Let's talk about that daily struggle for a minute. We're calling it the 6 a.m. zombie because that feeling of being yanked out of the deepest sleep hours before your body is actually ready, it's more than just unpleasant. It is a genuine biological shock to the system.
And this right here, this quote really puts it all into perspective. I mean, seriously, think about the last time you had to get up at 4 a.m. You feel like a total zombie, right? You can't think straight, you're grumpy, you definitely shouldn't be behind the wheel of a car. Well, that is exactly how millions of teenagers feel every single school day.
So, why does this happen? Look, it's not a matter of them needing more discipline or just more willpower. It comes down to pure, unavoidable biology. Let's dig into the science.
Every single one of us has this internal biological clock. It's called a circadian rhythm, and it's what tells our bodies when it's time to feel sleepy and when it's time to be awake. But during the teen years, that clock gets a major software update. It naturally shifts, pushing everything later. And you can see that shift crystal clear right here. That sleep hormone, melatonin, it doesn't even start getting released in a teenager's brain until around 11 p.m. That's a full 2 hours later than for adults and younger kids. So when we tell them to just go to bed earlier, we're literally asking their bodies to fight a powerful hormonal signal. It's just not that simple.
Okay, so what are the real-world consequences when this biological need for sleep is just constantly ignored? Well, we're talking about a brain that's still under construction, being put under an absolutely immense amount of pressure.
And this is so crucial to understand. What we often write off as teenage laziness or them being moody or irritable, it's not a character flaw. It is very often a direct symptom of chronic sleep deprivation messing with the brain that's still developing.
You know, when a teen doesn't get enough sleep, their ability to learn and to actually store memories just plummets. Their emotional regulation gets all out of whack, which leads to those mood swings. And really critically, their judgment is impaired. And that can lead to some impulsive, pretty risky decisions. It can even cause behaviors that look an awful lot like ADHD.
And the consequences go way beyond the classroom. They contribute directly to the mental health crisis we're seeing. For every single hour of lost sleep, studies show a 38% jump in feelings of sadness or hopelessness, and a terrifying 58% increase in suicide attempts. This is a silent crisis, and it has absolutely devastating effects.
And the danger isn't just to the teens themselves. A teenager driving on 5 hours of sleep is just as impaired as an adult who's driving drunk. So this isn't just a personal health issue anymore. It becomes a major public safety issue for absolutely everyone on the road.
So, knowing all this, what can we actually do about it? Is there any way to get our schedules back in sync with teenage biology?
Well, the simple answer is yes. Yes, there is. And the evidence all points to one clear, incredibly powerful solution.
This is the official recommendation from all the major medical organizations. We're talking the American Academy of Pediatrics, you name it. It's not some radical new idea, it's a health mandate, and it's based on solid, unequivocal science.
Now, of course, whenever this idea comes up, you hear the same logistical concerns. What about the buses? What about sports practice? What about childcare? But here's the reality. Districts all over the country, big and small, have proven over and over that these are solvable problems. The fears are often just unfounded, and they are completely outweighed by the massive benefits.
And when schools actually do make this change, the results aren't just small improvements. They are truly transformative. They create this amazing ripple effect of positive change.
Let's just look at the hard data for a second. In districts with later start times, teens get more sleep. It's that simple. And because of that, they're more likely to actually show up for school. Absences drop. Their grades get better, with test scores rising by a margin that's as impactful as shrinking class sizes by a third.
But get ready for this, because this might be the single most stunning statistic of all. In one school district that pushed back its start times, the rate of car crashes with teen drivers plummeted by 70%. 70%. Just let that number sink in for a second. This isn't just a small change. It literally saves lives.
So it's pretty clear the benefits go far beyond just the student. I mean, when teens are healthier and they're well-rested, their families are happier. When our roads are safer, our entire communities benefit. It's truly a win-win-win. It really leaves us with a powerful final thought, doesn't it? We spend so much time and money trying to come up with complex ways to help our kids, but what if one of the most effective things we could ever do is simply line up the school bell with teenage biology and just let them get the sleep they so desperately need?
Thanks so much for joining us.